Zenix Storm. So they're old lane partners, so they have a sense of each other's play styles, that's for sure.
Sure enough. Well, here we go. Picks and bans for game number 1 between KT Rolster and SBENU Sonicboom. The Ezreal first banned out by KT. And again, we are in patch 5.12, guys. That Runeglaive Ezreal is pretty good. Pretty strong pick right now. And they also saw what Saucen did with it, too, the last time he got his hands on it.
And there is going to be a Rumble ban against Soul.
Thresh ban against Peekaboo.
Well, you don't want Peekaboo on a playmaking champion. We've seen him just take over games on Thresh, really carry the team. He already did that when they played against Najin in his first set. So
I wonder if this is going to open up the possibility of a first pick Alistar, though, for KT.
Definitely could be a factor here. It's a pocket ban, definitely. The Thresh only really worried about Peekaboo on it. And that's going to be, of course, Kalista. We know Arrow does well on that champion. Now for KT, I imagine they're just going to try and first pick Azir if they're not afraid of the Vel'Koz.
I wonder. I mean, again, we haven't seen Saucen really win that matchup, but he did make it difficult for Faker for a little while anyway when he played against SK Telecom.
Yeah, Faker went 0-3-0 in lane. And that changed. When they played against Samsung, Crown did a lot better against that Vel'Koz with the Azir. So they may not think it's quite as bad, and they're almost certainly ready for that counter pick, considering that SBENU has played it in both of their last 2 best-of-3s.
There's one final ban for SBENU Sonicboom, and we'll see what it's going to be. There's a lot of good stuff still out on the board. Are they worried about scores? Echo? Do they want to keep the Maokai away? The Rise will be the ban. And so that does leave some pretty strong picks open for both KT and SBENU. Will it be the Alistar, or are they going to go for something like Maokai, maybe a Rek'Sai for score? What do you think?
Yeah, that's the question. Is it going to be the Rek'Sai or the Azir? Because the Alistar obviously up as well, but the Azir pick has been heavily prioritized by KT recently. I mean, we were only looking at Nagne's record, but Edge also has played a bunch of Azir before Nagne came back in the middle of the series against CJ. I believe it has been picked in all 5 of KT's last 5 games.
Wow.
So this would be number 6.
We may actually see Catch take that Echo away from score.
Well, he was actually one of the first players to play Jungle Echo. I think he was the first player to play Jungle Echo in Champions.
I believe so.
So we know he's comfortable on it, and Score really likes that pick right now for a very good reason. Tons of crowd control that you can offer. You're still doing decent damage even after the 512 nerfs, but the way you can play in a front line with Echo, if you're good at landing that parallel convergence, is huge for those big stuns.
Well, Sol may grab the Hecarim here just to have something to put a little bit more pressure on with.
Now, I wouldn't do this.
Oh,
yeah, I wouldn't take the Hecarim against Someday because he's a player. Someday's a player, the Maokai much better, that flourishes with early advantages. And when you put yourself into a hole with Hecarim, a champion that needs items to actually get powerful, you give Someday a really big opportunity to just kick your butt in lane and then snowball the rest of the game. So I think this is a good draft. Maokai, Echo, you're taking away 2 of KT's most prominent champions at the same time.
I don't think Score is going to be too worried to play that Evelyn, though, in the jungle if they decide to lock that in. And still plenty of good picks out there for KT. I was kind of wondering about that Nautilus. I mean, SBENU was hovering over it. We talked about playmaking supports. I mean, Nautilus certainly one capable of doing that as well, too. Someday could take that Fizz.
And this is such a Someday style of champion to play, right? We've seen the Fizz into the Maokai matchup. It's a common counter pick here in Korea right now, the Trinity Force Fizz into the Maokai. We've seen players get solo kills on it. Someday must be very confident going into this lane.
Yeah, well, you can't blame him in the matchup. We'll see what SBENU picks for their next 2 here. Do you just go for the bot lane here and leave the mid for last? I would imagine.
Yes, you probably should do that, even though you can see the mid laner already. You'd think that they were just going to take the Sivir right now and try and make some plays around that champion. They could just try it. SBENU could just try and take all of KT's champions, too, and see what happens. Although, I don't really think that's going to be effective. If you take the Kog'Maw, Arrow will have something else up his sleeve. But here's the thing about KT. You know KT wants standard lanes after you see that Fizz pick into the Maokai. So if you take the Kog'Maw, you can at least punish their duo lane if you end up in standard lanes, because that's a lane bully champion in the early game that a lot of the current meta champions can't really deal with that effectively. You do tend to get poked out. So SBENU could just hedge their bets with the Kog'Maw.
I would love to see the Zillion too, actually. Putting that up. Wow. Oh, Victor at the last second. All right. I was going to say you can put the bombs on the Echo and the Maokai, but I guess it's going to be Victor for Sawson.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really think Zillion is in the best state right now, so.
Well, it hasn't stopped them from some of their other picks, so you never know with SBENU. What do you think about this Caitlyn? She did get some buffs recently. Obviously, the headshot has some armor penetration now, which could be pretty decent against Maokai if he ends up building that.
We haven't seen new Caitlyn in Korea yet. I'd be very intrigued to see it, and Caitlyn and Nunu would be a bully lane here that would match the Kog'Maw range. That would be great.
Yeah, Caitlyn Annie, that gives Peekaboo the chance to make some plays. I love it. I'd love to see this new Caitlyn too.
Yeah, and this is something we haven't seen yet in Korea since the Caitlyn changes, the passive, but nope, just going to go with the Sivir.
Oh, well.
That's still going to be a tough lane for Arrow and Peekaboo to be in, especially if they want to leave Arrow by himself to farm. Well, Peekaboo makes plays on the map because he's going to just get poked really, really heavily by that Corki. There's a huge range differential between Sivir's basic attack range and the Bio-Arcane Barrage of Kog'Maw.
I do like the Nautilus here.
Yeah, you want something tanky so you don't get all in, basically, because as much as Kog'Maw can poke and win that lane, you still have to be afraid of a level 6 all-in from Sivir and Annie and a jungler getting on top of the Kog'Maw. So I think the Nautilus is certainly a good pick here. It's a good secondary engage. You can also pop it onto Fizz and kind of change his play style, or you can just go for the Alistar, which is something Secret's played a lot of this season. Still going to be a tanky champion.
Yep.
I do not think Karma is safe.
Well, I think it's going to be Alistar. There we go. Switching it back, playing games with our heart. Nope, it will be Alistar for SBENU Sonicboom, so we've got a little bit of durability in the lane now at least, a little bit of sustain. What do you think about this? KT certainly looks like they just want to get in there, get kills, and end this thing quick, don't they?
Yep, this is a very, very all-in style of composition. A lot of comfort picks for these players. I'm curious to see how Score works with Someday to help this top side, because you really want to get that advantage with the Ignite Fizz against the Maokai, and then you can just snowball out of control on that champion. We've seen players like Marin go 10 kills on a Fizz in this matchup and just take over a game, so that should be their focus, and they're going to have some very strong skirmishing early. Another thing to watch for is Score and Peekaboo have gotten extremely good at playing vision during the laning phase. They are almost always on the same page when it comes to putting in deep wards in the enemy jungle. It was a major factor in their victory over CJ because they were so much better at it than Mad Life and Ambition were. So we're seeing a very high degree of synergy between these two players already, and I have to believe it's only going to get better as time goes on. I've been really, really impressed.
It certainly does seem that way. I mean, we talked earlier about how good Fixer was for KT, but Peekaboo seems to be like that and then some. You know, I mean, providing the shot calling while still providing all that playmaking. Yeah, really big pickup for KT, and certainly could be what would propel them to a 2-0 in this match, and then possibly propel them to Worlds a little bit later this year. We'll see how this game goes, though. It's time to get on to Summoner's Rift and see who takes it. And here we go. Game number 1 between KT and SBENU. Decent cheer for SBENU from the crowd today. It is a full house as usual here in Yongsan, Seoul, South Korea. And all 5 members of SBENU actually moving towards the top side of the map, along with KT lurking in the bush.
I guess we're seeing more pool party Rek'Sai. Being a shark on a jet ski.
Well, Peekaboo's got that AoE stun loaded up here, so oh boy, some days like, yep. Gotta check that one.
Found him in the brush.
Yep, good check with the sapling. That's a dangerous prospect too when you've got that Annie with that level 1 AoE stun powered up.
Yeah, and we see SBENU here. He's trying to get some of these deep wards in. Are they actually going to go for a buff steal? Looks like they're pinging out the blue buff, but this could prompt an invade at the last second. Yeah, I think it's maybe a little bit risky to do this.
Yeah.
It's like SBENU definitely, they're going to go for it, actually.
All right.
Now, they know there's a ward in the Pixel Brush, and their pings from SBENU going down on the Tri-Brush because they know there's a long route through their own jungle. that could be abused by KT to ambush them. But KT just going to respond with some jungle pressure of their own. They are not actually seen by that ward heading into the enemy jungle. So they're just going to trade for the red buff right now. And we'll see if anybody actually gets the 3 buff. This is a very weird jungle path that's going to happen. But the lane swap is called, and SBENU is going to get up there in the top side, which means they get someday in the 1v1 that they wanted. And that's going to be pretty nice, as we see a very awkward switch in the lane here as both duos just walk past each other to their respective sides of the map.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a bit of an odd start.
The new coin, or buffed coin, I should say, on Alistar this game. He's been seeing more of that on the champion these days.
Oh, I love it, man. I've just been building coin on pretty much everything I've been playing lately. It's nice to have that active back quickly again.
Catch sticking around in this side of the jungle when there's a duo lane there for a really long time. He may regret this. He can't duel with Score early. Score also full HP.
Yeah, and
he's going to get seen.
Got that red buff too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, finds it. Wow, Catch has like no health. This is certainly going to be first blood. And there it is. Not even burning that flash. Catch, no, he was caught. And story of the season right there for Catch, unfortunately.
Now, here's the thing. They knew. They knew that KT was at their red because of the way that Arrow and Peekaboo came out of the topside jungle.
Yeah.
So why you would leave, why the top laner would leave and you would stay there when it's likely that Score is going to be coming back down, I mean, that's just terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. You give the blue buff right back to KT,
and now you're going to get
give him a kill.
Now you're just going to get tangled with at your own blue buff as Score's just going to sit there. Oh my!
Oh yeah,
geez.
He knows exactly where Catch is going to go.
Holy
Over the wall
cow.
again. He caught him one more time. Catch may want to try that flash now. There we go. Summoner out of the way. Gromp goes to Score.
I mean, that was a really smart play by Score. You have pressure in the bottom side. You're going to feel very comfortable about being a level up. You still have double buffs, and the Echo does not. Echo didn't even have enough money to go back and get a Trailblazer or anything. Not like it would have helped him in that little skirmish, but damn, Score just running a clinic already.
One of the most disastrous jungle starts I think we've seen for anyone so far this season.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
This is very poor decision-making from Catch this game. I mean, just get the blue buff and get out of there and don't just submit to endless pressure from Score. And the worst thing about this, too, for SBENU is that KT, we talked about their synergy with Peekaboo. I mean, now it's basically just deep wards for free the entire game. Okay, well,
they're going to try to catch Sauce as well. Catch is right there, but it's not really going to help his mid laner. Saucin gets the stun off with his W. Can they make a difference? Peekaboo coming down. They get the flash from Saucin. Can they cut him off? No, not quite. And Score's still tracking him, though.
They don't have to stop. They're so low. They can just do this.
Yeah.
KT is 100% free to just do whatever they want in the enemy jungle right now. They force Saucin all the way back. They're going to make Saucin lose some CS, and the snowballing is getting pretty crazy for KT.
We're 5 minutes into the game, and it's a 1,000 gold advantage already for KT. That is not something you see very often in cases where it doesn't involve like a huge 5v5 level 1 fight.
Yeah, it's a really, really bad situation.
Wow.
That has been allowed to develop here. And to put salt in the wound, of course, that is Azir. Nagne also coming up with a CS advantage in the mid lane, so Victor just goes back and gets boots. I mean, the recall timings are also just brutal for SBENU because they can't even get good items on these recalls that they're getting. Catch is left with still without any kind of real jungle item, so that's going to affect his clear speed and his sustain on the clear. And then we also have Victor, who you don't want to buy boots first as Victor.
No, doesn't do you a lot of good.
Oh, man.
You can dodge the Sand Soldiers a little bit easier, but you won't be doing any damage.
No, you won't. And you won't have wave clear from your E upgrade either.
We've got to be careful. Like, SBENU is playing so badly that Monty's getting genuinely angry. I'm getting a little bit nervous sitting here. The rage bar is building. I can feel it.
That's when I turn into Mega Monty.
That's right. Yeah, we start like throwing the desk at people and stuff. The rage is real. Well, Arrow and Secret trading some damage there. Well, mostly coming from Arrow. And this bottom lane, the dual lane rather for KT, not really having much of a problem either. Score over the wall onto Soul. They're going to ult someday, going to try to make a play. He's going to go under turret, taking some damage. Soul comes back in with the twisted advance. Kill goes to Score, and someday still makes it out. Another kill for KT, and some frustration for Soul.
This matchup is so brutal.
Yeah.
It's a really bad matchup for Maokai, and we've seen it just so many kills in lane from the Fizz, and that makes getting into that late game carry state on Fizz where you can split push forever very, very simple. And especially for Score, he's on Rek'Sai, so he knows with his Tremor Sense that Catch isn't around there. They also had a ward in the Tri-Brush. And so there's just nothing that they could do. This Echo needs to farm right now, has finally his chilling smite there. But that's, I mean, Score just still scot-free, walking around, not worried about anything. He has the Sivir and the Eni in the jungle with him. He's going to take the red buff, has that timer from doing it in the first place. So Catch going to try and answer with a buff of his own, but this is really dangerous. He doesn't actually have the timer on that, and Azir has pressure, and Fizz has kill potential right now for sure.
I mean, I guess if you're SBENU, you've got to take some risks, right? But it's not looking too good. He's just going to leave the small Krug alone, and
I don't even know what Catch is doing. He also should know that there isn't any possibility that that red buff is up right now, because the red buff just spawned for KT, and he knows that Rek'Sai's jungle path was his red to KT's blue, and then he got harassed at his own blue and forced out, and KT took it. So there's not even a chance right there that the red buff's going to be up.
Oh, he didn't even check it. He just went and
no, he walked around.
Cleared a little bit of stuff. Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he walked around the other side.
I mean, okay, you get a little bit of counter jungling done, sure, but that's a lot of risk when this Azir and this Fizz are controlling your side of the map.
Score coming in. Is he going to find Catch? There's a recall. Doesn't quite catch him in time, but he will come in behind Soul.
He didn't even see him because he wasn't moving.
I guess not. No. Soul, though, knows what's up. Spots Score coming through.
But now the blue buff going to be contested by KT. You can see Score already pinging the assist, and somebody's going to go back right now by, take that Phage, and then head up into that side. So here's another buff steal. Holy cow.
Just an easy handoff. It looks like they're playing on red side, man. It's like the easiest steal handoff I've ever seen.
Okay,
Wolf's being taken
try
by
and steal
Catch.
some more. There he goes. Takes the Wolf.
Oh
my.
This is one of the most brutal counter juggling performances I've seen in a long time.
Score's playing this really well, but it's also like pretty disastrous jungling from Catch.
Yeah. Now, Peekaboo is even nearby then, because we did see the lanes swap for KT.
Yeah, why not translate this? You have a bunch of deep wards now. You can just take the dragon whenever you want, basically. Okay, Score's here again to take, oh my.
Did he just get the big raptor?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
This is, I can't even imagine how much suffering Catch is going through right now. This is just, I mean, Score is just incredibly annoying. Now he's going to try and kill Soul under the turret.
Well, he's got the the timers on absolutely everything right now in SBENU's jungle, so he can just keep doing this.
And Catch doesn't have anything.
Someday with the ult again. Yep, they're going to just try to dive Soul under his turret. Worked once before. Someday taking a lot of damage, though. Going to get out with the playful Trickster. Unfortunately for him, Score takes the kill again, but hey, he'll take the assist. Why not?
And he knows where Catch is all of the time, too. Peekaboo has to be careful.
Getting very low.
And out of range for another Bioarcane Barrage, looks like. But plays that a little.
For it.
Could have flashed if he had to. No ults burned there or summoner spells burned by anybody. So nice calculation for Peekaboo, just getting back.
Yeah, Arrow's still farming just fine. CS staying even.
Score has all 3 kills this game.
Yes, he does. Yep.
I don't understand why Rek'Sais don't just go Warrior Enchant when this happens. I think you should just go Warrior Enchant and just keep on ganking and just kill their jungler over and over and over again. You don't have to go Cinderhulk. Just try and carry. All right, so going to try and take this dragon now. There's a ward there. That's going to be picked up by the Raptor buff from Score.
Yeah, it doesn't look like KT's too worried about it, though. Arrow's going to come down to help with the dragon, or come up rather. Peekaboo just getting some vision in. Secret is there, so SBENU looks like they may want to try to contest that, but I think that would be pretty dangerous.
Well, somebody's waiting to TP right now. He's just sitting in the river. This is very dangerous.
Oh, here they go. Dragon taken by KT, scoring a little bit of trouble, gets exhausted, gets out there. And SBENU just milling about. Can KT turn onto this possibly?
They really shouldn't fight right now. Nagne has control over the choke point. Victor just can't get in there.
Yeah.
So eventually KT able just to push their way out, thanks to some cooldowns being used by SBENU, and get out of the pit.
Yeah, why not? Man, like a 40 CS lead now for Nagne in mid lane too.
I mean, we typically see this matchup go in favor of Azir in the early parts of the laning phase.
Not this much though. This is pretty extreme.
Well, it's also that KT knows that they have no jungle pressure. So basically Nagne is free to play as aggressively as he wants because they always know where Ketch is, and Ketch is just not a threat due to his deficit and the level of control that Score has had over the course of this game and the number of buffs. The fact that Sasa didn't get a blue buff because it was taken. It's really rippling out to the entire game. But we've been talking a lot about Ketch, but to put it on Score too, Score is snowballing this game beautifully off of that mistake.
Oh yeah.
He definitely is making the most out of the advantage that he has managed to win.
Well, Catch is lurking down by the bot lane, but Arrow and Peekaboo are pushed back. They don't look like they're going to be putting themselves in a position to be ganked anytime soon.
So the Rek'Sai ult sound went off, and Sol immediately walked between the two towers and put a sapling in that brush because he is so scared. He knows what's coming.
Yeah.
He knows when that ult sound goes down that Rek'Sai could be in his jungle at any point.
Rek'Sai is coming to kill you.
Yeah.
Again.
Exactly. The ult is back up. The Ignite is nearly back up. It's a major threat. Score going to take his third SBENU red buff of the game.
You mean all of the SBENU red buffs this game?
Yes, all of them.
And they've gotten all except for one of the blue buffs, I believe.
No, I think
they got all of them.
They have taken every single one of SBENU's buffs this game.
You're right, and even the buff that Catch had, the KT blue buff, he only had for a short time until he died to Score. So they have taken every buff this game, literally every buff. Wow.
Jeez.
So wait, so if there's a stun down onto Secret, a little bit of damage coming in. Peekaboo getting aggressive, but they're just going to force him back in lane. So theoretically, if KT can win this with SBENU getting no kills, no dragons, no turrets, and no buffs, that would be like the most perfect game you could ever have. Denying even every buff.
That is actually true.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that has ever happened in a professional game before. That would be some pretty insane domination.
Yeah. Look, they're going to take it again. Wow, it's actually something that could occur here. Catch coming in, not going to get close enough to smite it. That would be amazing, man. That would be like the ruffliest of raffle stops of all time. The most perfect game.
I don't know if KT can actually have the patience to do something like that, but maybe.
Hey, if I was on KT, I was like, wow, we've got a chance to do something that...
I don't think they even really have thought about that fact, actually.
Maybe they're kind of joking about it with each other. That's possible, but... Mid-turret went down a little while ago. Wow, Secret takes more damage. Forced to pop his ultimate there. Walked right into that brush that Peekaboo is sitting in.
Well, he knew the Tibbers and the Ignite and, of course, the Sivir ult were still up. You kind of do have to pop it there unless you want to just get burst down from that point forward.
Yeah, but I mean, he should have known that Annie was in that brush too, though.
He didn't have a ward. He might have suspected it, but...
Might have thought he went back or something, I guess. But
yeah.
Kind of dangerous to walk into a brush with an Annie in the game like that, though.
All right, so the Scrying Orb goes down, and KT starts to move forward. They know that there was a recall from Nuclear and Secret. They want to get this last remaining outer turret that SBENU has. 15 minutes into this game, we're already with a 5,000 gold lead from KT Rolster, and here we go.
It's going to get even bigger as that bottom turret nearly goes down.
And it's going to be saved. I don't want to over-pursue at the moment. Trinity Force completed onto the Kog'Maw, so this is a very good timing for Kog'Maw to do something. We see Sasin just having to take home guard boots because he's been so pushed around in lane that he just needs to get back quickly to wave clear at this stage.
Yeah.
But that's going to be really hurting his damage.
Yeah, certainly. Dragging up in a minute 30 now. And so KT should be able to position themselves fairly well. Someday waiting. He's like, I need to get this red buff. Got to keep it away from Catch. Soul's gone down to the bot lane, though.
It'd be interesting to get a perfect game here because we haven't had one in Korea in a while. There was one in Demacia Cup in the finals last week. Game 3, EDG versus OMG was a perfect game from EDG. Obviously, a very dominating win. The game ended in, what, I think 24 minutes?
Oh, that's how most perfect games end up going, yeah. And a big gank down in bot lane coming in for SBENU. They need to make something big happen here. I don't know if this is going to be it, though.
I don't know. Arrow is playing this very conservatively at the moment. Annie a bit split up. They may be able to do something here, actually, but
oh boy.
Soul is also now 3 levels below Someday and 50 CS behind.
A couple levels below Arrow as well, too. It's bad when your top laner is the same level as your opponent's team support. There's a flash, pulverize, and Peekaboo, no way he's getting out of that one. Oh, there goes the perfect game. Arrow makes it out. But a very well-coordinated gank for SBENU.
I mean,
really wanted that one.
Yes, but they're going to lose so much for it.
Oh, they'll lose
here's
the dragon,
some more.
At least.
Here's some more XP.
Oh, nice knockup from Score.
Dive onto Someday. They're going to get so much tier 2 turret damage done in this particular situation. Now, SBENU is going to respond with a tower of their own, but you have to ask, was this worth 2.5 waves of experience that Soul is going to get denied here when he desperately needs it? Was close enough to hit level 9, but they lost a tier 2, and they may lose another one. Now, can they get a dragon? I mean, I admire SBENU. You have to do something drastic at this point if you want to win.
Teleport coming in for SBENU. They really want to take this one. Dragon about half health. Soul immediately just has to run away from lane. Score is right there. Catch manages to dodge the boomerang blade. Somebody comes down too. Yeah, it doesn't look like KT wants to allow SBENU to have this dragon. And
Azir not even needed. Azir just keeps pushing up the mid lane. He knows Victor's not there. He's not needed in this little 4v4 engagement.
Yep,
he can just take the dragon and keep on rolling. SBENU, I guess they had to try something right there because if they kept trying to respond to KT's way of playing the game, they would have been denied. Looks like Nagne wants the red buff this time. Gonna give it to Someday for some extra split pushing power. Here comes Rek'Sai. They want to keep pushing this and keep denying the jungle as much as possible.
Well, KT seems to have all the advantages you might want in a game of League of Legends right now.
I think that you could say that, Doa.
Yep.
It's also, I mean, we look at this 5K gold lead, and it's not, I mean, it's a large margin this early into the game, but it's also the fact that SBENU has had to use their gold in very inefficient ways. I mean, we take a look at Sasin's build right now, not exactly ideal if you want to fight. No Righteous Glory on Soul, and he just has magic resist, so Arrow will shred him.
Well, they want to make sure that they get no blue buffs. Oh, Secret coming in as well. Nagne getting very low, pushes people back with the Emperor's Divide. Meanwhile, a turret goes down. Who got the blue buff? Catch got it. Oh, they got a buff. Nagne escapes with his life, though.
Yeah, and just a quick disengage. SBENU pop the ult immediately onto Secret, and they are at least trying to get back into this game, SBENU. I think that they were smart just to go ahead and get the global gold at the bottom side. Or they had to do something. It ended up being a bad trade for them because they lost a tier 2 for a tier 1. It's just a kill onto the support, but they would have just bled out slowly had they stuck to standard lanes and tried to fight KT without doing anything sneaky whatsoever. That said, Soul is still only level 9. Someday is level 12.
Wow. Soul
cannot be anywhere near Someday or he will die.
Yeah, it's still one-sided, but I mean, it is encouraging to see SBENU come up with, plausibly good moves to get them little edges back into the game, but it just seems like it's already too far.
Yes. I think you are right,
Much too far. Far too far, by far.
Well, and they're just waiting this one out right now. Sivir getting progressively stronger with this Infinity Edge and the Zeal. We see the Trinity Force now done onto Someday. It's really their time to shine. This is a great power spike for them to operate in.
Yeah.
And they can just keep pushing their advantage. And Someday, once he gets his TP back up, will have a great opportunity just to go wherever the hell he wants and start diving towers.
Yep, pretty much. Well, score coming in. Looks like they want to take this one of the tier 2s, maybe mid, maybe bottom.
Yep, just close it out. You already have a strong split pusher. W9D just playing a little bit defensively right there as Catch comes out to attempt to gank.
Yep, uses the ult, but better safe than sorry, I suppose. Oh, Peekaboo tried to go for the stun onto Secret, couldn't quite land it. Can build it up pretty easily again anyway. And now the pressure in the mid lane.
Soul just can't get near this minion wave.
Nope.
This is a total disaster.
Can't do anything. Wow. That has got to be one of the, for Soul and Catch, this has got to be one of the most frustrating games they've ever played.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it was Catch falling behind meant that Soul was pretty much dead to rights in a bad lane matchup as long as Score kept ganking, which of course he did. And somebody didn't get the kills, but he got enough gold and enough of an advantage to take control. He's about to pass the flame horizon at 22 minutes.
That's pretty fast. Meanwhile, tier 2 goes down. KT taking another one. Only the tier 2 and bot remaining. And a pretty clean closeout so far by KT.
This is a very textbook closure. I mean, it's only 3-1 in terms of kills.
Sadly.
I don't know. I like seeing it because this means that KT is just snowballing an incredible lead without actually taking any risks.
Couldn't they do it with maybe a few more tower dives or so? You know, couldn't they throw a couple of those in there?
I mean, they could, but those are riskier than what they're doing, which is just methodically bullying people out of lane and then taking all the objectives.
Too bad.
It's too bad, huh?
Oh, well.
It's all right. You can go cast the LPL next year, Della.
Well, you know, I like variety, so take some of these, take some of the high kill games. Need to have a little bit of both.
We're shipping you off to Sydney. Sorry.
Oh, no. I've never been there. I heard there are bears that drop from trees. Sounds terrifying. Papa Smithy barely escaped with his life, man. The stories that man tells.
That's right. We're sending you to old-time prison next.
I watched Mad Max Fury Road, man. I know what it's like down there. I'm not sure I could survive. I'd be a little bit worried.
It's okay. You actually get to be in the Citadel when you're casting, so don't worry about the whole water situation.
Like Morton Joe greets you at the airport. Welcome to Australia. Like, oh no, they cut Score. Score could be in a little bit of trouble here. Flashes to try to get away. Burrows, he's okay. No problem. Not gonna ride in Valhalla just yet. Although Rek'Sai with a chrome grill would look pretty fearsome, if I do say so myself.
Mad Max Rek'Sai skin.
That's right. Well, meanwhile, Arrow's just like, yeah, I'll push this lane. Sure. Why not?
I like how Score has a 100% kill contribution rate. He has all the kills. Taking all the kills onto
I'm trying to think of another game I saw. If it ends like this, where the jungler had all the kills, I don't think I've ever seen a game where the jungler had every single kill.
It's not going to end like this, Doa.
Probably not. There's got to be some big team fight.
I would love to see Score end this game with a pentakill for the ace on a jungle Rek'Sai without any kind of damage whatsoever.
Hey, there was a pentakill with a Rek'Sai in LPL, wasn't there?
Was there?
I think there was a while back.
That would be hilarious. Oh,
would be.
Third dragon.
Yeah. Another dragon.
KT really should just start baiting the Baron right now because of how much control they have over the top side of the map, considering all the turrets, inner and outer, are gone in mid and top side. So let's go for that now. Screw it.
Yeah, why not? So Pool Party Rek'Sai has a life jacket on. Yep.
Well, you need a life jacket when you swim in the ground. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, it makes sense because Rek'Sai is good at swimming, like tunneling through dirt and stuff like that, but if you put her in a pool, sinks like a stone. Like you can't swim at all with those like big forearms and like tiny legs. You can't really paddle very
Rek'Sai's not
well.
in a pool. Didn't your mom ever give you a life jacket for when you went out to the park?
But if what if like the river gets a little bit deep in certain places? You know, you kill the Baron and then you accidentally step into like the hole that he comes out of. You might need a life jacket there. It's dangerous. I don't know where the water's coming from right now, though. It's got Nami syndrome, you know? There's just like a lot of water around.
For no reason.
Yeah.
You're just getting everybody else wet as you splash them, as you
What a jerk.
swim by.
Wow. And he's like trying to charge up her stun, and like Pool Party Rek'Sai comes by. It's like, thanks a lot, man. Now I have to start over again. That's 4 abilities, you know. Yep, that wouldn't be fun. Sivers got to be really careful with those boomerangs near the rubber tube pool things for Rek'Sai.
I also don't understand that, because if there's an entrance with like a rubber tube, isn't Rek'Sai just going through a dry tunnel?
Yeah,
you know
but
what
he's
I mean?
got the water that surrounds his body to help him slip through.
Okay. I mean, there's water in there too.
Oh yeah, that works. Well, it's like a slip and slide, right? I mean, you put a slip and slide on dry ground, and then you put water on it, and you can slide along. Really, that's what they should have had for Pool Party Rek'Sai, is a slip and slide. She doesn't actually go underground. That's fun. Meanwhile, tier 2 went down and bot. It's like, oh, flash pulverize. They do catch Peekaboo. Peekaboo getting very low. Exhausted, gets taken out by Victor. Saucin with a kill there. So SBENU finds a catch, but catch got caught. And will he be able to get out? Sivir ult popped. Someday on the side trying to flank. There's another kill for Score, because why not? We're giving them all the score today. Oh, and Soul comes back in, still very low level, and there's Nagne finally with his first kill of the game.
Oh.
Score very upset with that one. Yep.
Well, that was a bit greedy from KT. They were trying to split push both top and bottom lanes simultaneously while invading the jungle. So SBENU sees this opportunity, just all-ins, and gets another kill onto Peekaboo, who is not having a great KDA performance this game, in spite of winning very handily so far.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, he's been there to help out and push lanes, but when it comes to team fights, he's kind of just gotten caught.
Well, Secret has been very good about comboing him so far and making sure that he goes down.
Well, I certainly wouldn't call this a bad game by Peekaboo or anything like that. I think he's playing just fine. I think he's just getting caught once in a while.
It's his shot calling that's leading to victory this time.
That's right.
Him and Score.
Yep.
So, Frozen Art down for Someday now. He will have a very easy time against this Kog'Maw. One other thing about this Fizz, it's a great pick for this game in particular, not only because of that lane matchup, but because Victor and Kog'Maw have a lot of problems escaping from a Fizz once he gets into a backline situation, and they don't have the best peel with this Alistar to help out with that.
I thought you were going to say it's because of the Pool Party Rek'Sai skin, but I guess I was wrong. My analysis needs work, apparently.
The Fizz Pool Party synergy is really high.
That's right. He's an aquatic creature himself. Well, KT moving into the jungle again. And Score just kind of hanging out. Are they going to try to pull that red buff back? Wow, this is like the biggest fight over red buff I've seen in a while. They did get the stun down onto Secret, but he backs away.
Oh,
wow,
huge
three-man knockup
knockup
by Score. It takes a lot of damage, though, from Saucin coming back in there. They're going to go after Secret. Someday is right there. Meanwhile, a big Emperor's Divide pushes everybody into the waiting clutches of Someday, going after Catch. Going to get a kill there. Soul makes it out. Another kill for Score, though. What a huge game for Score. Wow.
And that was a really panicked Chaos Storm drop by Saucin, because basically Score got the knockup and then was able to just flash out right as the ult came in. And as soon as a lot of these key cooldowns were down, KT could just re-engage on a whim and take out the remaining members.
Oh, Peekaboo taking a lot of turret damage, but they should be able to push in here for an inhibitor now. Yeah, still enough time, and that inhibitor is going down so fast that they have no trouble at all taking that. And with the Baron buff, it's going to be annoying for SBENU to deal with it. And now no tier 2s remaining means they can just rotate into mid and take that turret too.
Nope, very methodical play. They don't want the inhibitor right now. They're just going to recall while everybody spawns. Take the next dragon for number 4 in 40 seconds. Grab any buffs that they can get on the way out. And so KT playing this game very, very methodically.
Yeah.
Looking strong. May have overstayed their welcome. Goodbye, Nagne.
Looking strong. Yeah.
Yeah, a little overcommitment for the blue buff right there, especially standing on the opposite side of the pit instead of in a place where they could take it a little bit more safely.
Yeah,
positioning could have been better there, but SBENU does maybe manage to get a dragon here. 30 seconds left onto Nagne. Will be a 5v4. Probably still a fight that KT can win, honestly, with Baron buff.
If they choose to take it, we'll see. They've got some time until Nagne is up again, so he's not going to be a part of this one.
Just take it. Why not?
Oh. They're going to try. Let's see. SBENU going for the dragon.
Just waiting for Sivir.
Yep. Hanging out. Here she comes. Someday. Looking like he wants to go in. Seeker with another nice engage here. They don't really catch him with the parallel convergence. Arrow kiting away, doing some damage. Soul gets a little bit too close. Takes a ton of hits. Your dragon still doing a lot of damage to SBENU. There goes Soul. Seeker comes back in, knocks away a score. They managed to take out Someday, though. A double kill, though, for Arrow. Double kill comes in. Triple kill comes in for Arrow. Peekaboo with the stun. That's a quadra kill for Arrow. Is he going to get the penta? Nuclear getting very low. Trying to get one. Peekaboo. Pentakill for Arrow.
Second of the season.
Second one. Wow. Well, Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab gets the penta yet again. Ultimate Scuttle Crab. And I think that's going to be very close to the end of the game. I don't know if they can finish it right here. I don't think they can, but
Peekaboo set up that flank Tibbers so well.
He sure did.
And there are the super minions. Really nothing they can do right now, even with these short death timers. Wow, they're just going to back out and do the dragon, I guess. They want dragon number 4. So not going to commit to this until they can actually push in with all 5 members.
Well, KT was missing a few people, so safer to do this, I suppose. Let's watch this pentakill yet again. Ooh, he had a special pentakill screen for that.
Secret actually did do a good job of trying to engage this fight. He actually has been playing well this game in spite of everything that's gone wrong for the team. Of course, Soul very low and kind of baited into this one. Secret comes back in, gets the fish on him, and gets finished off by Arrow as he comes through. Peekaboo, what a great flank.
Yeah.
And then he keeps on playing Nuclear here, just trying to zone him out. And then they lock him up, stun, knock up, and very easy penta for Arrow.
Not bad at all. Wow, well. So we're going to give Arrow another computer, I guess, or something?
Arrow, well, this is another nice bait that's going on here.
Oh,
Not going to fall for it, though, even though the talisman was popped. See Catch taking a lot of poke damage, and Siverult coming through. Score. Going to start corralling them. They're going for it.
Wow, they managed to jump onto Peekaboo right away. Secret's been doing such a good job of setting up some kills. Meanwhile, though, action in the base as Someday trying to end it right now. Arrow getting chased down by Catch. Gets caught himself, though. 2 more kills. Well, let's just give Arrow some more kills, huh? Sawson gets caught with that boomerang blade, and there's the surrender right before Sawson dies. Oh, no, they got the Nexus. Never mind.
It was not a surrender. It was
Never mind. That was just Nexus dying. I didn't realize he was killing it so fast.
He has a Sheen, so he's going to get through that Nexus with all those super minions pretty quickly. Well,
well, there you go.
Commanding win by KT Rolster as expected. Didn't expect the level of dominance from minute 1 of that game, though.
Yeah, I mean, SBENU really got rocked very, very hard in the jungle early on, and to their credit, they came back and tried to find small opportunities to come back, but it was just way too much too fast for SBENU